Have any sound or video issues, reach up and grab the red E-cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram, and I'll be back to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please stay seated. Keep your arms, hands, legs, everything you got inside the tram at all times. The studio is private property, and if at any time you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, hold the cord and remain seated. Please no smoking of any kind during the tour. Now be prepared, our tour today features loud noises, sudden tram movements, fire effects, and many water effects. So you want to have your cameras ready for great photo opportunities, but please keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. Finally, for your safety and for those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while you're on board. Who uses those anymore anyway? All right. I'm going to introduce to you our co-host, our master of ceremonies. You know who it is, Mr. Jimmy Fallon.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Fallon. Welcome aboard the world-famous studio tour. I know what you're thinking. Why the tux? Well, we're celebrating our 60th anniversary. That's right, 60 years of glitz, glamour, and our own great white shark. As we celebrate our diamond anniversary today, we'll pay tribute to Universal's past and take you behind the scenes to discover why this studio tour is world famous. So whether this is your first visit or your 60th, get ready for fun, excitement, and an experience like no other.
Thank you, Jimmy. Our first look is off to the left, this construction site right here, Hillside. This is where our new Fast and Furious themed roller coaster is being built. It will open in 2026. We're finally going to have a coaster that rivals our coasters in our other parks around the world. It's going to be fantastic. All right, I'm going to cue the old style Hollywood music in time for a little history about the studio and the tour. On March 15th, 1915, our founder, Carl Laemmle, opened the doors to the studio and invited the general public to come on in and see how movies were being made. They were silent in those days, so guests could walk from set to set without bothering a production. But with the invention of sound and the need for quiet on the set, the original walking tour ended. It was in the early 1960s, under the leadership of the chairman at the time, Lou Wasserman. He and other executives noticed that Gray Line bus tours, originating in Hollywood, were stopping at our front gates. So why not do the tour ourselves? And that's exactly what we did. On July 15th, 1964, the studio tour was born. We started with 2 trams, 2 drivers, 2 guides, and 1 person selling tickets out of a trailer on Lancashire Boulevard. Admission price that day, $2.50. Yeah, things have changed just a little bit. Here is where you used to see the burning house on the tour, but now instead of a burning house, we have our own real working fire station. Fire Station 51, right here on your right. I'm going to point out one of our oldest sound stages. It is Soundstage 12. It's also one of our largest, 30,000 square feet on the inside. It was opened in the year 1928, and we now have soundtracks with movies, no more silent movies. And take a look at your monitor, some of the classic films made inside Soundstage 12 coming up on your left. We've almost made it to the front lot. There's a front lot and a back lot. We're going to see the front lot first. There's
Jurassic World, the ride.
All the way. To get us to the front lot all the way, here are 2 of our favorite stars working on the lot, Holly Charlatan and Jabari Banks from the great show Bel Air, which can be seen on Peacock.
Leaving the theme park behind and entering the front lot where real Hollywood magic is made. How? Well, inside the sound stages that surrounds us, we can create any kind of environment for scripted movies. For the past 60 years, studio tour visitors have driven right by these buildings, and inside these walls, the sets from your favorite TV shows and movies have transported audiences anywhere the imagination can take you. Even to a palatial mansion in Bel Air. When we film Bel Air, we love coming out of the sound stages and seeing the trams filled with excited guests as we drive by. So, keep an eye out. You never know who or what you'll see on the studio tour.
That is so true. To give you a little perspective of where you are in relationship to the theme park, we are directly behind Super Nintendo World on your right and on your left, sound stages 8, 9, 10, and 11. We started making television shows here way back in the 1950s. One of the first studios to get heavy into television production. You were all too young to remember a lot of these titles, but all of these shows were made in the sound stages we're passing by right now. Coming up also on your left is Soundstage 14, and carries a lot of history for us here at Universal. This is where most of the first Jurassic Park film was filmed. It was mission control for Apollo 13, that's where the whole control room was, and also where the Superstore department store set was located, and I believe now it is where the mansion set is located. Do I have any fans of Halloween Horror Nights on board? And I love that. Later in the day, that always increases. All right, well, your guide was the dead cop, Officer Mooney, 2 years ago. And last year I was Violent Night Santa, and I can't tell you what I'm going to be this year, but I will be back in it again, and I cannot wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. But coming up is one of the houses that we are preparing for Halloween Horror Nights. It's coming up on your right, and you can actually see the front of it, the facade, front of this particular house. I do know what it is, but you look at it, you figure it out, because I'm not allowed to say it out loud, even though all the houses have been announced. If you'd love to be scared, please come back for this event. Starts the first week of September, runs a couple days past Halloween this year. Very excited. Here we go. Here is the front of this particular house. Take a look to your right. Wow. Biggest out of that barbed wire. It looks scary to me. All right. Very cool. All right. I'm going to introduce you to the head of Illumination Studios. His name is Chris Meledandri. He's going to reference the bungalows that are coming up in about a block on the left-hand side. It's a long clip, so I want to bring it on right now. Here he is, Chris Meledandri.
In the early days of the studio, these bungalows were used as dressing rooms to the stars of Hollywood's golden age. Now, they're used as offices where some of Hollywood's top directors, writers, and producers work their magic together, including my company, Illumination. At Illumination, we've made some of the most successful animated films in box office history, including Despicable Me, The Lorax, The Secret Life of Pets, Minions, Sing, The Grinch, and the Super Mario Brothers movie. And the team is hard at work again as we launch our next film, Despicable Me 4.
We've had some really good sequences in Despicable Me movies. The heist of the Honey Badger is now officially my favorite. What it comes down to is the emotional through line, and I believe that that's why these movies have stayed in people's hearts.
Of course, he was referring to the bungalows right here on the left-hand side. If you take a quick look left down into the courtyard, you will see the two witches from Wicked that mark the entrance to Mark Platt Productions. They're bringing us the movie musical version of Wicked. Opens November 27th, part 1. Looks to be fantastic. 5195, there's a famous silhouette on it. That is of Alfred Hitchcock. And that was his office for almost 20 years on the lot here at Universal. Soundstages 25 and 26 are coming up on your left-hand side. Both are built to accommodate a studio audience. First is home to Lopez vs. Lopez, starring George Lopez and his very funny daughter Mayan Lopez. And right next to it is home to a brand new show currently in production, St. Denis Medical, starring David Allen Greer. It looks to be a very funny comedy. And when we go on to the back lot, which is what we're doing right now, I will point out the hospital set for this brand new show.
We're about to cross the imaginary boundary onto the back lot, where we have exterior set for many outdoor scenes. Over the last 60 years, studio tour guests have seen these locations turned into big cities, quiet suburbs, even that guy's hometown. Yeah, that guy. For countless movies and TV shows. This is Universal's Metro Sets.
Thank you, Jimmy. It sure is a 4-acre area that we've changed into almost every city in the world, depending on what the script calls for. This is where a guide might say all this building material is fake. It's not really fake, it's just lighter in weight. You wouldn't be able to live in any of these structures. The hospital I referenced for St. Denis Medical is coming up right here on your right-hand side. Hard look to your right, you will see the emergency-only entrance and the ambulance entrance for St. Denis Medical. That was just built about 7 weeks ago, and they've already been filming right in front of the structure. Right across the way is Brownstone Street. This is where Annie found her dog in the musical Annie. It's where you saw Macaulay Culkin throwing things out of the second-floor bedroom window in Home Alone 2 to get the bad guys away from his house. And of course, many, many more films. But I'm very excited because we're on the same road the DeLorean was on. Oops, I said DeLorean. The Time Machine was on. A Travel in Time in Back to the Future 1, Back to the Future 2. Here is one of the stars from Back to the Future and its creator to tell you where we're going next.
Welcome to the Courthouse Square. These sets were used to create Hill Valley in the Back to the Future films.
And they represented multiple time periods, 1985, 1955, and the far, far distant future, 2015. To this day, this is one of the most popular sets on the Universal Studio Tour.
We had a lot of fun making those films here on the lot. I wonder what it'd be like to go back to those days. If only we had a time machine.
Hey everybody, do you think we can get this tram up to 88 miles per hour?
Well, that's up to Ray, and we can do 8.8 miles per hour. Here we go.
See you in the future.
Well, welcome to Courthouse Square, everybody. The courthouse will be on your left as we complete this turn, and there it is, the time machine. Now, this particular model, my understanding is that it's not been seen for 20 years, and so it's nice to see it out there and souped up, ready to go. If you were to walk up the stairs of City Hall and walk beyond those doors, you will see absolutely nothing. That's a great example of a facade, a false front. But some of the building sets around Courthouse Square, they're what we call practical. There's a room or two built out on the interior so we can do interior and exterior shots. All right, I think we're going to move on. We're going to leave the small town feeling of Hill Valley behind, and we're going to the big city. We're going to New York, and here is star Jack Black to tell you about our first version of the attraction, King Kong.
And self-action. Did you know the Metro sets were once the home to Hollywood's biggest star? Right here is where the original studio tour King Kong attraction resided from 1986 until 2008. He stood 30 feet tall and weighed in at 13,000 pounds. Over the years, millions of guests got to meet King Kong face to face as he shook the tram. So close he could feel his hot banana breath.
I remember that one, and thank you, Mr. Black, for doing that clip for us.
Is that it? Ooh, that's my last line, and then the tram moves on to the next thing.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's it. All right. One of my favorite scenes to highlight for you that was filmed right here on New York Street is when you see Captain America first get his powers, and he's running down the street in New York, the Bronx, 1940s, jumping over cars. That was filmed right here. All three actors who played the role of Spider-Man have also filmed a scene here on New York Street. You might have noticed that when we turned on New York Street, it was curved. The end of the street we're coming out of it now is also curved. That's just to disguise the real world from the camera, so we don't see any part of the theme park if the camera's pointed towards the end of the street. Let's see what's happening right here. Do we have any traffic? No. Are we going? No, we are not. Oh gosh, love those trolleys. All right, we gotta wait our turn. We're gonna wait for a trolley to come out, and then we'll be going up to our version of King Kong today. You will need your 3D glasses. Not yet. I'll let you know when. So while we're waiting here, let's play a little comedy, a little short clip of comedy. How's that sound? All right. Everybody's like, yeah, sure, Bob. Let's go. All right, here we go.
I went to answer the phone, I was gone a second, I came back in, he let himself out of the playpen, we put on Scarface, and he glued his hands to the rum bottles. Okay?
And did I feel the same? Why? Because. Oh, he's centerpiece. Hey, Mark Wahlberg, center.
Mark Wahlberg? Me?
Who else looks like Mark Wahlberg? Your girl? Mark Wahlberg's like 150 pounds. I'm 250 lean. I look like Mark Wahlberg ate Mark Wahlberg.
Got a little bit of kick to it.
That's an attention getter.
I'm gonna go down to the
Moon River. Welcome to Abercrombie and Fitch. Can we take your order?
Filmed right at City Walk.
Fitch. We're a great team. Thanks.
I don't know why everybody trying to lose weight in the first place. Talking about lose weight, get healthy, get in shape. Everybody looking all anorexic, talking about that's healthy. I know what healthy is.
Excuse me, see, I'm not a shoe. Like this one, it's like this one's fellow. It's sort of the actual impact of that.
I'm going to turn the comedy down here because we are almost at Skull Island. And it's the only time that I get to see your beautiful faces in cars 2, 3, and 4. Hello, car 2, how you doing? All right, thanks for your patience. We're here. Car 3, hello, hello, hello. Car 4, hello, how you doing? Oh, get my bug off now. Here's a safety reminder real quick. I know you know the drill. Please stay seated, keep your arms, hands, legs, everything you got inside the tram at all times. And here is director Peter Jackson to tell you a little bit about what we're going to experience together.
According to the character and personality of Kong, and he's so much more than a monster. In fact, he's not a monster. You know, he is an incredibly majestic, ancient creature. He's a force of nature. He's old, he's wise, he's proud, he's fierce, and obviously he has a heart. The most important feature with Kong are his eyes. Kong's eyes are wonderfully expressive. They're full of emotion. His eyes are like a window into his personality and his heart. He's had an enormous number of encounters with his foes, the T-Rexes and the various dinosaurs on Skull Island, so he's been beaten up, scarred, chewed up, spat out by these dinosaurs at various times, and he wears the scars of a lot of ancient battles.
Wow. Give yourselves a round of applause. You just got it. All right. So we have a cord pull. Is it safe? Yeah. A cord, yeah. Is it safe to pull forward? Yes. Yes? All right. Okay, so we're gonna have to pull out, but I'm not allowed to get out here inside of the section, but we'll let them know. They'll pick it up right away because you can see it so easily. You'll get it. Okay.
think someone dropped something.
All right, everybody. Somebody dropped their phone. The number one thing that happens, so don't worry, but we saw it and he hasn't gone over it. And we will pick it up and you will get that back. I'll tell you more about that at the end of the tour, okay? But you're going to get it. So no worries. All right. All righty. So I've got to confess something. I never get tired of watching all of you go through that animation. You're all natural actors. The acting is perfect. Whether it's your first time, your 500th time, absolutely fantastic. Also, you all must be in shape because the lighter the load on this tram, the more you throw me out of my chair up front. So it was a great ride for me too. Brought to you by Peter Jackson, obviously, and his team at Weta Effects. They have won 7 Academy Awards, most recently for Avatar: The Way of Water. The screen was 180 feet long, 40 feet tall. That's like having 5 regular-sized movie theater screens all in one row. I know you're very smart on my tram, but I'm going to tell you anyway, we did not move forward 1 inch. We certainly moved side to side quite a bit. Now, you all know there's no 5th car on the tram, too, so when that 5th fictional car fell into the movie, we became what is known as a picture car, and that's any vehicle that takes a character from one place to another in a movie or television show. There you go. All right, we're just reporting the phone right now, and then we'll be moving forward here. I'm going to ask you my first trivia question of the day. As soon as we pull forward, we're going to be back in the metropolitan set area. Oh, thank you. Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, so we're going to pass by this large brick wall on your left-hand side, and I'm going to ask you guys to guess. I don't know if I have a prize or anything, but who can tell me how many bricks are in? Well, I'll wait for our car 4 to get there. We're almost there. How many bricks are in this big brick wall right here that we're passing by right now, right here on your left-hand side? Anybody want to guess? You're very good. You've been on the tour before. 0, that's right. They're all fake. Plastic plastered, held together by chicken wire, and actually painted to look like the color brick we needed to look like. Now, we're back in the Metro sets. I'll point out a couple things. Coming up on your right, the largest facade or false front we have on the lot. It's right here on your right. Take a picture of this. It looks one-dimensional to the naked eye. It's going to look 3-dimensional in your photo because that's the way it is painted. I know we have some production vehicles blocking some of the view of this. It's disguising the real world if the camera's pointed in this direction. The immediate area to your left is called London Square. This is where Billie Eilish filmed her Amazon Prime 2021 day movie. She made the whole area look like a rainy day in Paris, and she sat on the 2nd floor of the first building we passed. The courtyard right here is being featured quite a bit in a brand new show, A Classic Spy, starring Ted Danson. That will be seen on Netflix, so you can say you saw that set before anybody else did. Now, you can laugh at me for this, and it looks like nothing, but my favorite spot currently on the lot, in the back lot, is this tent right here with the tables and chairs. That is the catering area for the show The Voice. They have the best smelling barbecue I have ever smelled in my life, and every time they're cooking out there, I want to jump off the tram and get some lunch. So, very good caterers. On your right is a beautiful mural, all done by spray paint by the artist Tristan Eaton. And it's a tribute to our monsters, and very appropriate because our brand here at Universal really is monsters. You know, it started in 1931 with the movie Dracula, starring Bela Lugosi, and it carries through to today with our Halloween Horror Nights events, with Dark Universe being one of the lands in Universal Epic Universe opening next year in Orlando, so pretty cool. There's the Voice Soundstage right there on your left, Soundstage 30. You see the red V right there, the judges for season 26. Snoop Dogg, Reba McEntire, Gwen Stefani, and Michael Bublé. And that's a great group of judges. All right, so now it doesn't look like an ocean to me or you, but we call it Hollywood Ocean right here on your left-hand side. If you took this tour as a kid, like I did, this is where you went through the parting of the Red Sea, and there's Charlton Heston way back from 1973, opening up the attraction, and you would drive right up to this body of water. You wouldn't know how to get through. And there you go, the water's a good part. It didn't make you do this.
The tram is overloaded. Tell them they can walk on water. It's part of the tour.
It's also where the creature from the Black Lagoon first appeared 70 years ago. The Gill Man, one of our first 3D movies. Oh boy. So very appropriate. You've seen the Gill Man now, the monster mural, because we're headed to Little Europe. And Little Europe is really the birthplace of all our monsters, where they were first seen. Dracula, Frankenstein, the Mummy, the Bride of Frankenstein, the Werewolf, all first appeared in Little Europe. We built this set way back in 1929 for a movie All Quiet on the Western Front. That film earned Universal its first Best Picture Oscar in 1930. We've won 11 of those throughout the years, most recently for Oppenheimer just last year. But you guys are much too young to remember the 1930s. But you might remember this set area from a great TV show that starred Ted Danson and Kristen Bell. I'd like to welcome you all to The Good Place.
So good. Oh my god.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I've never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Well, maybe it's not all that bad.
Hi there. How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
Now, if any fans of the Princess Diaries on board Princess Diaries, A Royal Engagement, this is where the parade took place, right down the center of this street. All right, back to the monsters. A common theme in our monster movies is the angry mob going after the monster. In this clip, they're going after Frankenstein, played by the actor Boris Karloff, and you will see him in the clip bust out of an archway here in just a moment. And that archway is right here on your right-hand side in our Court of Miracles. And we're approaching the Court of Miracles right here, right now. And the right-hand side archway is where he's going to pop out right about now on the clip. Ooh. I love this lady. She's not very nice. There you go. Alright, so you've seen this area in much more recent productions. Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow, a couple Pirates of the Caribbean movies, a couple scenes have been filmed right here. You all know that's a Disney movie. What's that doing being filmed at Universal? Well, we still have the largest backlot in all of Hollywood. It's very common for other studios to rent or lease our space from us. We're headed towards Soundstage 50. There's a red light there now, so we'll have a teeny tiny bit of a wait, not too long. So I'm going to tell you about the Denver house right here on your left-hand side. This was built for the Hallmark Channel for a couple cooking shows. Great example of a practical set because it's completely built out on the interior. If you do watch The Voice, I'm going to tell you a little secret about that house. When the contestant is doing their hometown interview and they're supposed to be in front of the house they're from, a lot of times they're standing right in front of that house right there. We fake that interview all the time. We'll repaint part of it, change the plants they're standing next to, the curtains in the windows, and that's the house they're from. And you'll see the contestants also wandering down the streets of Little Europe. And they're supposed to be like in Austin, or Texas, or wherever they're from. Pretty funny. It saves time and money. Not all the time, but you're going to notice it now that I've told you. All right, let me take a look at the magic clock behind me. This is great. All right, it has gone down to 0. It's usually about a 10-second delay, and we're going to go right on inside. This is a double-decker soundstage. It's been totally renovated. It was closed for a year, open in time for the 60th anniversary tour. So maybe we can swing around and see the second level of the soundstage. They're working on a new TV show, and the cast is going to take a little break. And if you know the tour really well, you know that everything I'm telling you right now is a bunch of baloney. But if you do know, play along. All right. So I must give you, I know it's repetitive, but I've got to give it to you. It's required. You know what to do. Please stay seated. Now, this is true. Once we get inside, I'll be looking for clues. It's a hot set, meaning it's ready to be filmed. I'll be looking for clues to see what the art director and his or her team have done to let us know where we are in the world. So here we go. Well, what do you know? It's a subway station. Oh my goodness, but it looks brand new to me. On your right, there's a sign that says, "Welcome to San Francisco." So I'm assuming we're in a BART station in San Francisco. I'm looking at some newer camera equipment. That is definitely refreshing. Some wardrobe hanging there to your left, and some hair and makeup stations. It looks like a little snack table there with some coffee that is craft service that's available to the cast and crew all day long if they need a little snack. Very nice set. I like it. Maybe you can look at the upstairs. I'm sure that's just a tremor, but hold on. So happy about that. Greatly improved. Did you enjoy that? Hope you like it. That was 60,000 gallons of water that went through the water wasn't rushing out. So happy that's back. We got to enjoy that. That's a good example of a practical special effect. No computer-generated images needed. You saw the old-fashioned way of doing special effects. You know, that water put me in the mood to take all of you swimming. Do I have any swimming volunteers? Anybody like to go swimming? Yeah, right there. Any swimming? Sure. There you go. That's a brave guy. All right, I'm going to take you to Amity. Amity is that seaside beach resort in which a shark ate a couple people one summer. But they told me they've caught the shark. And coming up on your left-hand side in just a moment will be a billboard from the 1975 movie Jaws, one of Steven Spielberg's many masterpieces, that says the beach is closed. Well, my friends are telling me they have caught the shark. Here's that billboard coming up right on your left, a little movie history right there. As we go fast and furious. Oh, there you go, perfect. There it is. Okay, we're going to ignore that. The beach is going to be on your right. Amity means friendship, by the way. I just learned that this morning. And let's look for that caught shark. Look, it's right there. Shark is right there. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I also have a good friend. His name is George. He's a diver. He's out there in the water right now, making sure it's absolutely safe for us. So that makes me feel a little bit more confident about going in the water here. And yeah. I'm not looking so good for George right now. If you see him, help me out. Please tell him to get out of the water as soon as possible. Where is he? Oh, there he is, right there. George, dude, you've got about 5 seconds. I can't watch this. Ooh. Poor George. Alright, listen, Ray is a fantastic driver. He will keep us safe on this dock, I think.
Doing the back.
all the way down. Take a look behind you. The only time you'll ever see a shark doing the backstroke. Yes, that is the oldest joke on this tour, but it's the 60th anniversary. I thought I'd share it with you. On a much more chill note, the cottages around the water was once Cabot Cove for the television show? Murder, She Wrote, starring Angela Lansbury. That's something you can tell your grandma, even your great-grandma. I like this water theme. Let's keep it going. Here is the co-anchor of the Today Show, and it's very fine weatherman, Mr. Al Roker.
Time for my favorite part of the tour, weather. When it comes to film and TV, it is truly a special effect. In fact, to demonstrate how weather effects are created, we debuted our first major attraction here on the studio tour way back in 1968. Welcome to the only part of the backlot with a 100% chance of rain. The flash flood.
Thank you, Mr. Roker. Yes, we're going to show you how we do some of our practical special effects involving the weather. For the rain, super simple. Couple garden hoses pouring straight into the sky, right through a sprinkler system. A nice gentle rain will begin to fall. And remember, the camera will see only what it needs to see. We'll never see the hoses that we rigged pointing up to the sky. There you go, nice and rain. But I just realized, and I do apologize, that I forgot to tell you all something. If you're in a blue sea, you're gonna get wet. We're all in blue seats. That's awesome. All right. From guest to stunt actor in a very short period of time. Congratulations. Listen, this is what I have to say about this. If Lady Gaga can survive standing right in the middle of that street while filming her music video Judas, we can too. Have fun. Here's what it seems like the big fat liars saying, Paul and Giovanni.
You can't outrun the wolf, kid! Yeah, look at that.
A very good pronunciation there, man. All right, for the 60th anniversary tour, we are going a little bit different route. So we're going to go, this is actually perfect timing. We're going to go behind the Jaws attraction, not through the attack, but I see a tram going into it right now. It is a fantastic photo opportunity because the trams never go in this direction or behind it again. So if the shark is popping out of the water, it's a great photo. If it wasn't for the Jaws ride, as we call it, we would not have 17 parks around the world today. This is where the whole thing started, about having rides along with the studio tour. And we can thank Mr. Spielberg for that. Oh yeah, there you go.
Inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of the ride. It was a great honor to be invited into the greater circle of tremendous designers at Universal. They were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the tram. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on Universal lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created. I'm done bashing the shark. Thank you, Jaws, for everything you've done for me. But I will say, consistently, the shark did work much better on the tour than it did in the Atlantic Ocean in 1974.
Thank you, Mr. Spielberg. Very kind of him to do that interview for us for the 60th anniversary. We're passing through the area where we do a lot of our neighborhood exterior shots. Colonial Street is right on your left. They are working on a commercial there. They're going to be shooting tomorrow, so we can't go down the street today. We have turned on to Steven Spielberg Drive, so I will play part 2 of the interview with them for us. But first, the Lions Estate signs from the movie Back to the Future right here on your left. Truth be told, those are replicas. They were made for the 30th anniversary of the release of the film. All right, here's Mr. Spielberg once more.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days, there weren't trams, there were buses called the Gray Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. This was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom, and when everybody left to get back on the bus, I waited another 15 minutes until I'm sure the bus left, and then I had the entire lot to myself that day. And in those days, lots were so crowded because all movies were made on film lots. Today they're made all over the world, on locations, but most of it was focused in those days, in the 60s, on the film lots. So nobody noticed me when I was going around from soundstage to soundstage, and I really felt, in my own young way, I owned the lot and had the most amazing day of my life.
Thank you, Mr. Spielberg. All right, so very appropriate that the next turn we take will be onto one of the largest outdoor sets ever created for a Steven Spielberg film. We're headed to the airplane crash site set from War of the Worlds. It starred Tom Cruise. We can take a look and see what's happening. Hello, Glamour Tram right next to us. There you go. Hello, hello, hello. We're going ahead of all these guys at the moment. Hello, hello, hello. All right, so now we're going to take our left-hand turn right onto the airplane crash site set. The construction that you'll notice right at the beginning of our turn here, that is all for Halloween Horror Nights, because you fans know that this is an area that you get to walk through at night, and it's going to be fantastic. All right, so you'll see the 747 on your right-hand side. It was purchased for $60,000 for this production. It cost over $200,000 to get it here to the back lot. As you can see, the plane has been cut into 4 pieces. The top of the plane is sheared off. Why? It did not fit through the highway overpasses when they were trying to get it here. Again, I know you're very smart on my tram, but all the debris you're looking at is not randomly placed. That is all the art director and his or her team carefully placing it as to where they think the camera will best see it, and then they get the approval of the director. This area, of course, it didn't look like this, but this area was on Site B for Jurassic Park 3 and Whoville. Oh, the Grinch Stole Christmas. All right, coming up, an original that was here on day 1, 60 years ago for the tour, and that is The Psycho House from Alfred Hitchcock's masterpiece, Psycho. There it is, right on your right. Now, that is just a facade, so no scenes like the famous shower scene were filmed inside that structure. Oh, Mom's up there. Hi, Mom. Not looking so good, though. All right, so if you are all wondering what is going on to your left-hand side, I'll tell you. When I was a kid, and that was a long time ago, but in the 80s when I took this tour, we used to stop at a place called Prop Plaza. We have recreated that experience for you, but this time it's in front of the Bates Motel. And so this is a temporary stop. So you either meet some characters. You might meet Norman Bates, the guy who caused all the havoc in the Psycho House. You can get a picture with a Hollywood sign, our version of it, right on your right, over your shoulder. We had to get permission from the Chamber of Commerce even to put that up. And there's some great props out there. And this is the very last day that you have this opportunity to get off right here and walk through and take these photos. We even have some great AR photo opportunities. There you go, that's right on your monitor. So please take all your belongings, including those 3D glasses. Go follow the path right in front of the Bates Motel to the next tram. It's been an honor taking all of you on the very last day of the 60th anniversary tour. Have fun with that.
Standing right here talking
anniversary where you're going to be able to take these photos. So soon, Jaws, we're going to release it back to the ocean, you know, where it belongs. No, I kid. Probably into storage somewhere, but it's fun to imagine. You know, that way we can create another sequel. Keep the Jaws franchise going. And my personal favorite picture car is out over here, which is the Fast and Furious car from the Nissan Skyline. I love the Nissan Skyline. It was driven by Paul Walker Bryan in the Fast and Furious film, so always fun, because typically we don't really have it in a place on our studio lot where you can take your photo with it. So, oh, and we've also expanded our studio tour celebration into our theme park. So if you haven't already, go check out some of our other photo ops that we have. You can go take your photo with the time machine. George, the scuba diver, he's going to be there. You can go see how he's doing. He's had kind of a traumatic day. Well, friends, we're doing it. The final act of our studio tour has commenced. Once again, my name is Summer. Your driver's name is Sean. And we're doing it. We're about 10 to 15 minutes away from the end of our studio tour. Just a quick reminder to please remain seated on the duration of the tour, and that red e-cord is there if you happen to need any guest assistance. Well, friends, I may have to stop using the camera now. It's getting a little bit too dark, getting a little Blair Witchy on us. We've worked with a lot of iconic directors over the years: Steven Spielberg, Alfred Hitchcock. Another is Academy Award-winning director Jordan Peele.
I remember going to Universal Studios when I was 12 years old, feeling this feeling of wonder. You know, one of my first trips at Universal Studios, seeing the Jaws ride, one of my favorite movies of all time. Just feeling like, that's him. That's the Jaws. Like, I don't even know if that is the Jaws. I hope it is. Sharing a space with Hitchcock and Spielberg, I couldn't be more proud.
And that was a little teaser from Jordan Peele's latest sci-fi thriller called Nope. And some scenes from Nope did film over here on our lot. For those of you that have seen it when they're at the movie studio with the horses, that was filmed over here at Universal Studios. The rest of it was primarily shot on location, so it just means not here on our studio. It was filmed in Agua Dulce, which is a little bit more of a deserty part of our Southern California area. But we really wanted to have a portion of our studio tour dedicated to Jordan Peele, so he kindly donated some of his actual sets to our studio tour, and that's what we're about to go explore here any moment. It is Jupiter's Claim, so they brought over Jupiter's Claim piece by piece and then rebuilt it over here on our studio. The stars of that are Keke Palmer, Daniel Kaluuya, who also worked with Jordan Peele in Get Out, and Steven Yeun. Steven Yeun was from the Walking Dead series, and in Nope, he played a character named Ricky Park, who was a childhood actor and grew up and opened up this amusement park. One of the fun things with Nope is they actually filmed the entire thing during the day, even though a lot of the scenes look like they're at nighttime. All of it was filmed during the day using some very good technology, some very innovative technology. Jordan Peele filmed with 2 cameras, and then they merged those together and then added on some filters with CGI, computer-generated imagery, to make it all look like it was filmed during the day. Keke Palmer's going to introduce this trailer. Just keep that in mind as you're watching this trailer, how it's all filmed during the day.
What's up, Studio Tour? I'm Keke Palmer from Jordan Peele's film, Nope. What's a bad miracle? Well, you'll have to see our movie to answer that one. Until then, I hope you enjoy your visit to Jupiter's Claim.
Did you see a UFO in that cloud?
Yeah. No.
I ain't never seen nothing like this.
No. Are you ready? Run! Holy hell. No.
Hell no.
So it's always interesting to kind of keep that in mind, how all of that was filmed during the day. And one of the fun things too with Nope is the sound design. Because it's a sci-fi thriller, there are portions where people are screaming. And for those screams, they used a combination of people getting scared on roller coasters and people being afraid in haunted houses, kind of combined those together for their sound design in that film. And we're doing it. we are heading over to the actual sets from Nope. Welcome, friends, to Jupiter's Claim.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jupe Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Sheriff. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Why? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Oh, it's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, Gold Rush frontier town, lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of the UFO hotspot. Welcome to the world of No.
That was weird. The tram lost power there for a second. I really don't know why. But yeah, it's time for us to get out. Around where we are right now is a portion of our studio tour where we had an attraction that was part of the Dune Glacier Expedition. It was better known as the Ice Tunnel. It was featured in an episode of The $6 Million Man starring Lee Majors and Andre the Giant as Bigfoot. Tram would climb to an imaginary elevation of 12,000 feet where the slightest noise would trigger an avalanche, and it always did, causing the walls to tilt and the guests to spin along with the Hollywood special effect. Over the years, there have been some renditions to our ice tunnel. It was Dante's Peak, it was a volcano attraction, and then later it became the Mummy's Tomb. So for my friends on board who remember the very first time I took the studio tour, it was the volcano experience. And, wait, what? I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on with my monitor here. Hello?
Look, this might be more serious than I thought.
Uh-oh.
What just happened? This is a secure line. Who are you?
I'll tell you who I am, boy. I'm the reason bad guys use a nightlight. I'm the reason the boogeyman begs his mama to look under his bed. And I'm the reason you just lost control of this whole operation. My name is Special Agent Luke Hobbs of the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service. And as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm the man in charge.
The hell you are.
Let me clue you in on two things, sweet cheeks. One, there's a high-value witness from the Federal Protection Program aboard your vehicle. And two, an international crime syndicate led by Owen Shaw is honing in on this vehicle to take that witness out. Shaw's as ruthless as they come, and he'll stop at nothing to eliminate his target. Every living soul on this vehicle is in serious danger. Other than that, enjoy the ride.
This is not your jurisdiction.
It is now, stink pickle.
I'm so tired of you state guys stepping in just whenever you feel like.
Mute him.
Okay.
Don't you?
That's better. We're moving your vehicle to a safe location until we have the situation under control. Until then, I want everybody to stay calm. Enjoy the ride. I'm taking care of business. Hobbs out.
Okay, things just got a little bit serious here on the studio tour. It looks like we do have a undercover witness here on board, and we have to keep them safe. I don't really know who this Owen Shaw guy is, but I really would not like to get in the mix with that, so. Okay, I do have another point person. Let me just get in touch with them. It's Roman Pierce. Okay, 1 second. Here's Roman.
Hey, yo! It just got here. All right, I got it. But listen, hello, beautiful people, particularly you right there missing the third row. See over there? It's Hobbs' urban assault vehicle. Best truck the U.S. government can buy. That work of art back over there is made by my man Tej. Think of it as like a Mona Lisa on wheels.
So did you break it down to the heart?
What's that?
You had one job to do, Roman, one. All right, look, guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you, but to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone can give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Okay, pull into the next bay, and we'll meet you in there.
So like I was saying, the third row, right?
Roman, get it, really. Sorry about that. Looks like we just got cleared to go into this next bay. And I know they said you were having some friends over, and it sure sounds like it. It sounds like a party. Oh, it is! It's the race day after party!
Everybody out! The FBI! Turn that music off!
This is what we're doing. This is the race day after party. And where the other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Bill?
That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. I got it. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. Cop, I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Hobbs, escort this novice out. Let's go, Cookie Puss. You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of something.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate. Shaw traced us. Hobbs can't hold him forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle. It's about to get real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
If you haven't already, now is the time to put on those PT glasses. kept that undercover witness safe. And we got away from Owen Shaw. Dominic Toretto says you're all officially part of the family now. Yeah, woo! That was the grand finale to our studio tour. To help bring it on home, here's Jimmy Fallon.
Over the past 6 decades, the studio tour has taken guests on an amazing behind-the-scenes look at a movie studio in a way that only Universal did. I hope that you had a great time today, and on behalf of everyone at NBC Universal, thank you for joining us to celebrate our diamond anniversary. Here's to another 60 years.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy. And thank you for celebrating 60 years of the studio tour here with us. Our studio tour anniversary is special to us because it all started over here with our studio tour 60 years ago. It all started Universal Destinations and Experiences. From those 2 glamour trams traveling around the lot in the summer of 1964, we have grown into so much more, including 7 parks, entertaining millions of guests every single year. And we have the Universal Epic Universe that's opening up next year in Orlando. I'd also like to take this time to acknowledge all of the studio tour guides, drivers, and ambassadors throughout our history who have helped make the studio tour world famous. From those first 4 guides and drivers to the hundreds of team members who support our tour here today, thank you all so much. And to our pass holders who are joining us, thanks for being here with us today. And if you want to upgrade over to an annual pass, head over to the Universal box office to find out how. We have a pretty nifty app that is called the Universal Studios Hollywood app, a great way to stay on top of show times, wait times, and our park hours. We close tonight at 9 p.m. If you're interested in any of the movies I talked about here today, check out uphe.com or any of our retail stores to find out more. And as you exit, there are some QR codes for Fandango and Home. Find out more ways on how you can save for movies and streaming. Well, friends, this is the end of our studio tour. Make sure that you have all your belongings with you. Drop off those 3D glasses off in the bin. And my name is Summer. Your driver's name is Sean. Thanks for being a part of this experience that has been 60 years in the making. And just in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Bye-bye.